Brothers, I have an update, an unfortunate one. Shout out to Raji over here. Says, bro, I have an update. India will decide to conduct Operation Sindoor 2.0 after the election in Bihar. Not totally confirmed, but tomorrow there will be a meeting regarding this. Yaps. It's in the name. Well, I don't think he was wrong. Because a day after the blast outside the Red Metro station that sent 13 people back to the lobby, the center has decided to hand over the case to the National Investigation Agency, the NIA. Union Minister Amit Shah will hold another security review meeting shortly, news agencies PTI said during news sources. The Red Fort has been closed temporarily, not a shocker there, due to security reasons. Yes, go on. The defense force are high and vigilant across the country. President spoke to Shai on the phone from Angola and inquired about the blast. He said, "Yo, I saw the blast on my Instagram feed. That's not AI." No, sir, that's not AI. Oh shit. Was it big? It's a big blast, sir. Fuck. I know. An unspecified amount of ammonium nitrate fuel combined with a detonator, possibly manually triggered, was used for the bomb to explode near Delhi Red's Fort last night. So that looks like it's terrorism. If it smells like terrorism, tastes like terrorism, walks like blows up like terrorism, might be terrorism. The bomb was packed in a Hyundai i20 with the Haryana number plates that was resold a few times, including one to a man from Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama, possibly to confuse investigators. They entered Delhi because these places are Jammu and Kashmir are not saying that they're not nice places. I want to go to Kashmir to be specific, but there's places I wouldn't visit right now because it feels a little hostile. Because it's a true PvP server. There is no PvE. It's just PvP. And I like my first-person shooter games, but I like to play those virtually. I don't like to play those with actual 45s and 9mm. You know what I'm saying? Modi. Oh man, we'll look at the aftermath here. First photos of the suspected terrorist, Dr. Umar Mohammed, have emerged, showing him sitting inside the car while it was parked from the available CCTV. It appears Mohammed did not leave the car at any time, likely sure the explosives weren't discovered. So you're telling me Mohammed went out with the explosion. Any attack on Indian soil will be considered an act of war, as it should. As it should. It's always them, the peaceful, welcoming, definitely non-oppressive community. And unfortunately, I kind of have to agree. It seems pretty consistent. You know, honestly, if I was a big fan of what India did to Pakistan earlier this year, where they cut off the water. They had a nice flow of water. It goes through India to get into Pakistan, and India cut it off, saying, "Yeah, you guys we know you need this water. You guys are bombing us, and the water's coming through our land. I don't know if you guys are stupid or not, but we're gonna let you know that we have the power to stop the flow of water." I think Modi should stop the flow of 100% of the water flowing into Pakistan. If there's any water that enters India and then flows into Pakistan, Pakistan should not receive that water. Now, will that hurt the people? Yes. But the people there don't even support the Pakistani government. It's kind of like the same thing with what is it, Iraq or Afghanistan or one of these places where it's like the government does not have the same belief as the people. The people are very peaceful, loving, nurturing, care for one another. The government is the opposite of that. And Pakistan is very much the same. Pakistan is led by a coward doing cowardly tactics. Now, speaking of them, Pakistan's defense minister said on Tuesday that declared his country was now in a state of war. Because in Pakistan, the blast kills 12 people. So they sent 12 people back to the lobby, and they're blaming it on India. Pakistan's PM, Sharif, has blamed India for the suicide, send back to the lobby emote in Islamabad, as well as the attack at a cadet college that took place near the border with Afghanistan earlier today. Without directly naming who Pakistan was in a state of war with, Asif indicated that Islamabad was running out of practice with the Taliban regime in Afghanistan after Pakistan and Taliban and Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan claimed responsibility for the attack. Pakistan blames the Afghan Taliban for sheltering TTP, a claim that Kabul denies. Yeah, they're probably going to deny that even if it was true, let's be honest. Pakistan Prime Minister Sharif has blamed India for the suicide blast, the suicide sent back to the lobby emote, the self-directed lobby ride is what they took outside Islamabad court that took out 12 people back to the server. He also alleged that New Delhi's role in Monday's attack on the cadet college in Wana near the border with Afghanistan. Sharif blamed Indian-sponsored terrorism proxies for the twin attacks, according to the Associated Press of Pakistan. Well, why would Indian-sponsored terrorist proxies blow up a car in India? To make it look like you did it, and then they can launch an attack in Pakistan? I mean, that's a claim. These attacks were a continuation of India's state-sponsored terrorism aimed at establishing Pakistan, as he was quoted by the APP saying this on Tuesday. Do we agree with Pakistan on any of this? I have to say, I do not. I just don't believe Pakistan. They have a track record of being conniving, we'll say the least. But Operation Sindoor from Raji, what he was saying, it is still on. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday condemned the November 10th car explosion near the Red Fort, terming it a heinous terrorist incident. Heinous. It's a terrible incident, and resolving to bring the perpetrators and their collaborators and sponsors to justice. Charred by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the cabinet passed a resolution expressing profound grief over the loss of the lives in the attack and observed 2 minutes of silence to pay respects. That's nice. Man, the country has witnessed a terrible terrorist incident perpetrated by the anti-national forces through a car explosion near Red Fort the 10th of November. The cabinet extended a heartfelt condolence to the bereaved families and prayed for a speedy recovery of those who were injured. Not only did people go to the lobby, not only did people get sent to the lobby, but people were left utterly one-shot. No plates, no bandages, nothing. It also appreciated the efforts of the medical personnel and the emergency responders who provided immediate assistance to those victims. And shout out to those people. I can't believe I didn't even say it. I normally am spot on these things, but shout out to the fire tenders, the nursing, the people who respond, the first call people. They never get the praise that they truly deserve in a society, in a community. Calling the blast a dastardly and cowardly act, the cabinet affirmed zero-tolerance policy towards terrorism in all forms and its manifestation. It also acknowledged the expression of solidarity and support received from various governments across the world. The cabinet commended the timely and coordinated response of the security agencies, authorities, and citizens who acted in courage and compassion during the crisis. There was definitely going to be some real men and women who were heroes that day in terms of trying to save those 13 people who were just left in one shot. Directing the investigation to be pursued from the utmost urgency and professionalism, the cabinet said the government is closely monitoring the situation at the highest levels. Reiterating its to resolve the resolution concluded that the government remains steadfast in safeguarding the lives and well-being of its citizens, consistent with the enduring commitment of national security. Shabam over here has a nice 5-point breakdown. For starters, declare Muslim as a second majority in India and end all minority benefits. Ooh, this one is actually a good one, because if the issue is, at least over here in America, the minorities are taking utter advantage of the minority benefits. Should they be there? Should a society give a caste net or support system to the minorities, those who are disparaged and did not have the same opportunities? Absolutely. But the issue is a majority of the minority does not take those benefits and spread them evenly. They try to take control of all of those benefits. They try to create a monopoly on the benefits. Not create a monopoly. They try to seize and just basically have a monopoly of access on all of them and then take advantage of it. Complete ban on madras as formal education centers. I don't know what this is, but I think these are like these schools where kids pay extra for like night school, and these areas a lot of anxiety producing farms. Citizens registry for all Muslims, residency and local, routine security checks on all. You're not going to be able to do a This is calling for government ID or like digital ID, and this is a slippery slope. This one is a slippery slope. I agree with these two. Well, at first, I agree with the first one. The second one, I don't know enough about. The third one is a slippery slope. All mosques should pass weekly security checks for weapons against radicalization. What's more, what I'm worried about is just the enforcement. Are these like good words? Would this be a good thing to practice? Probably. But the enforcement of this, that's where it gets scary. Because imagine you have the Indian military, Indian police, military police coming into a mosque with weapons because they got to be able to defend themselves. Coming in and like, hey, you guys got any guns here? And then while someone's trying to like pray, they're doing their thing. They're like, what the fuck? Oh, protect me, protect me. Like you would give those people a legitimate justification for them to feel oppressed, and that's not what we're trying to do here. Complete ban on jihad media on social networks. What's more, if you don't like what jihad media is saying and what they're putting out there, then put your own media that if they say, a turtle is fast, say no, a turtle is slow, and then point out evidence, give video, give pictures, give all the lessons, the trials, the tales, to say, the turtle is actually not slow. It's as fast as it needs to be. And then eventually people who have the ability to critical think will look at that and be like, you know what? I think the jihad might be lying to us. I think there actually might be love bombing. I actually think they might be grooming young women to come into this culture and this religion and live in oppression. He says the cancer has reached stage 2 and must be taken out urgently. I mean, honestly, Shabab, I feel you on a lot of it. The first one, 100%. 100%. 2 through 5, I don't know how you enforce it. I will say I agree with the sentiment. I just don't know how you enforce it. I don't. But lastly, you know that this is getting serious when exercises are being held right outside the Pakistani border to say, hey, Pakistan, we know you're going to throw rocks. Well, how about you try throwing a lot of rocks at this? Because that's all you got. Because we've seen soldiers jumping out of aircrafts, tanks, and roaring in the deserts with drones, robots showing their prowess. The sad thing is India is, and this is not, I know so many people are going to get so mad at me, but you can see that India is so far behind militarily because I guarantee you, China and America, when they go to fight, the front line isn't soldiers anymore. It's robots. And if it's robots controlled by soldiers who are in another room with an Oculus Rift just playing like it's Call of Duty. Like that's here, that's now. And we already have systems where if you wear like glasses, you and I wear glasses, we can have it synced up to where we're seeing what each other sees. That's insane. On top of what we do see, like the art of war is about to get absolutely insane. This exercise is a part of the ongoing Tri-Services, the Trishu drill showcasing the preparedness and coordination of elite units. The exercise demonstrates the synergy capability of the armed forces in planning and execute complex airborne operations. That's cool. Multiple videos shared on social media show the seamless coordination between the Army's mechanized forces, artillery, aviation, and infantry, reaffirming the force's capability to operate effectively in diverse terrains. Now, from what I did just say, right? Like, India's military maybe not being the same level as America and China. It's literally number one and number two. I do think India is probably number three, just because of a couple different factors. One, the age of the army is very young. You have a huge population. Number two, India is on this like damn near vertical trajectory, in my opinion, in terms of leveling up as a nation. And how do you level up as a nation? Obviously, your GDP goes up. I mean, you guys are the fourth largest GDP. Technology goes up. We're seeing technology increase in India. And now, granted, there's still rural areas, but we still have rural areas over here in America. Like, it just takes time to develop those rural areas into suburban areas. And sometimes the rural areas never turn suburban, and you need those rural areas because you got to feed the people. But regardless, India is becoming technologically more advanced. More people are having access to everyday technological things that just put them on par with, just a higher level country. And then number three is the pride. As somebody who loves America, and I love being American, it is nice to, when I speak to some Indians who have pride in being Indian and from India and the history of it, I respect it. I mean, obviously, I don't have the same respect as you because I don't share those things. But I love seeing patriotism out of the good things of, like, India being prideful that, people there are nice, that Hinduism is thriving, that the fourth largest GDP. Like, India's in a good spot right now. In a good spot to launch forward to be even in a better spot in the future. That's what I mean by that. The training has included a range of simulated operational drills aimed at strengthening teamwork, refining tactical responses, and validating standard operations in a realistic field of scenarios. So basically, these guys are just going through practice mode, and they haven't even played any wagers battles yet. They haven't even played any wagers S&D. They've just been going and shooting bots in a lobby. Well, shooting bots in a lobby is very different than shooting other players in a lobby. So just be safe. My heart goes out to all of these people. Just to drive public attention from current pollution issues. Like pollution issues. I guess that could be definitely a take on some of this. Yo, I want one of these. These things look sick. Look at this rucksack. Yo, look, man. I got the tank, and I went to the item shop, and it had a grass hat. Isn't it cool, man? Don't you love my grass hat on my tank? I had enough credits for it. I didn't even have to buy. Oh my god, it's happening. No fucking way. Black Mirror episode. The Black Mirror dog is out in the warfield now. Okay, I might have lied. Maybe India does have some of that same tech. It's not to the same level, but damn. And I can tell that they don't have the same tech because the American forces now have like full face covered shields that look like it's out of a video game. Like out of some Iron Man shit. Is this the Tata? Is this a part of the Tata Empire? Speaking of that, I know Mahindra just dropped a new vehicle. I might have to do an update on that. Yo, look at this. It even has a camo. This is a higher level dog robot. You even got the green camo on it. The solid camos from Call of Duty. That looks good. That looks good. What in the am I looking at? Are these just like landmine deterrents? Those roll over the mines first. And this is all of their drone fleet. I mean, this is not the most impressive drone fleet, but still, it's a drone fleet nonetheless. I know I've been joking, sending people back to the lobby, people being one shot, but my heart does go out to all the people that were affected, to all the families that lost a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a son, or a daughter. My heart goes out to you. And those who are one shot, I hope you get your bandages. I hope you get your shields back up and you can extract your loot because no one wants to get sent to the lobby early. But with that said, share this with your friends. Keep everyone in the loop. Keep me in the loop in the comments. Keep me updated. And as I get updated, I'll continue to update you guys. So as always, I challenge you guys to make somebody laugh today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.